Okay, then let's get started. Thank you so much for coming on the call today. It's the popcorn sale is an interesting thing for our council because it's important for a lot of the way that units work out there. They fund a lot of their program through the popcorn sale, uh, but I still feel like there's a lot of potential for growth in our popcorn sale. Some units raise so much money out of popcorn that it's beyond comprehension. All the stuff that they do with the money that they spend. But really, where we want to be isn't is kind of in between those two things. We want to be where we can significantly reduce the cost of scouting for all of our families. We want to get somewhere where the majority of our programs, the entire membership fee, and even some stuff like uniforms and books are paid for by the popcorn sale. And maybe you also have some small monthly dues or something like that at your pack meeting or at your troop meetings. So that's where we want to be. And I really think that our new partnership with Trails End Popcorn is going to help us get closer to that reality in a lot of our units. So let's talk about what our popcorn sale is going to be like this year, because it's going to be a little bit different than previous years. One, because we have a new popcorn vendor and they have a lot of features. Trails End, that is, has a lot of features, including an app that is pretty feature complete for doing everything in your popcorn sale. And the other thing is that we're going to be dealing with the ongoing effects of COVID-19 and changing the way we do some of the parts of our sale because of that. So let's get started. And feel free to put any questions in the chat or to speak up and ask your questions. Just know that I might ask you to wait and we'll answer it at the end if it's hard to answer, or a long answer or something like that. Okay, so popcorn, like I said, is a fundraiser for the unit's scouting programs. And that's why when you sell popcorn to somebody, over 73%, or actually about on average 73% of that sale is going to come back to local scouting. Some of that to the troop or pack or crew, and some of that to the council. But that 73% is going to improve things like our council's camps, let us do more programs to support the units, and it's also letting your unit cover some of the expenses that it has over the year with the popcorn sale so that it doesn't have to be raised through charging the parents for those expenses. And the other part of the popcorn sale that I think is often undersold is that it's an opportunity for scouts to develop skills, particularly salesmanship and business skills. Things like setting a goal for how much they want to sell and then making a plan to reach that goal. Figuring out who they're going to call, tracking which customers were really great last year. Things like that are pretty vital skills in our job market today. And scouts can start developing that now by making their own kind of mini business plan through the popcorn sale. Now, one of the key features that the Trails End Popcorn Sale has is the Trails End app. The Trails End app is your one-stop shop for pretty much everything as a scouting parent. The popcorn kernels have a system that you have to access on your computer that is a little bit more in depth. But as a parent in the popcorn sale, you can do everything through the app. You can have your scout set their goal in the app. You can upload a picture of your scout so that it shows up when somebody goes to the website to buy popcorn and support them. You can process all of your sales through the app. Now, as I talk about the app a bunch in this presentation, I want you to realize that most of these features are optional. You know, if you decide, man, I'd really prefer to just fill out my orders on the take order form that's going to get distributed to me later, or I'd really prefer just to send people a link to trailsend.com and let them select what they want to buy and select my scout's name. You can, but I recommend that everybody have an open mind to some of the features and how they might improve your popcorn sale and help you raise more. So just to cover some of the key things, the Trails End Popcorn app has credit card processing built in. You can plug a Square into your phone, or you can use the Bluetooth connected Square, and then you can process credit cards through the app. You can also key in credit cards, and all of those fees for any method are paid for by Trails End, the popcorn company. None of that is taken out of your unit sale amount. None of it is even paid for by the council. It's all paid for by Trails End. The other new feature this year that I think is pretty exciting is that if you collect cash as a parent or as a scout, you can then take that cash, deposit in your bank account, and then you just in the app pay with your credit card whatever the amount was of the cash that you raised. And the Popcorn app tracks all that, so you can see what amount of cash you've collected and what you're going to need to pay to the unit. You can use the other method and enter the cash and hand over the cash to your popcorn kernel, and they can do it that way. But I think that this is a pretty great way to do it, especially when we want to reduce the amount of physical contact we have with other people in our scout units for the time being. And don't forget that you can take orders in the app, and that includes online direct orders, which means that if you're familiar with online sales, it's where a customer orders some popcorn from the Trails End website and it gets delivered directly to their house, but the scout still gets credit for that sale. So there's a couple ways you can do that, of course. You can send them a link to the website that includes like the scout's information, and any sale they make will automatically count towards that scout sale. Or you can enter their order in the app and then process it with the app and make sure that their address and other information is in there, and it will send them a direct link, a direct link to pay their order, and then the popcorn will be delivered directly to their house. And it's even freshly popped for them to reduce the amount of handling popcorn has to go through before it gets to a customer. I want to give you just 1 second here to text the word app to 62771 if you want to just download the app really quickly. There's also a quick start guide if you'd like a little bit of guidance on how to use it, which you can get by texting app guide to 62771. Okay.
Okay, I got that.
Awesome. So again, credit cards through the app. Each scout has an account for the app, and you can. And one big thing that was a complaint last year that is covered this year is that each scout can have a different account in your family, but still use the same parent email address. So you can have different accounts connected to the same email address, which was an issue for some of our families last year. Okay. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the leader portal for Trails End. The leader portal can be logged into at trailsend.com. You just click the login button at the top, and you make your account. What you want to do in that leader portal, you as a popcorn kernel has the ability to track all the scout sales. So you can see what scouts are selling out there in real time as long as they're putting it into the app, which is a big thing for making sure that your scouts are out there and working towards their goal. You can tell how close you are to reaching your unit's goal to cover your budget expenses. You can manage your inventory, see where you might be low on some types of popcorn, and then reach out to the council to replenish some of that popcorn for you, or borrow it from another unit, whatever it is. You can coordinate storefront sites and shifts. That means that you can put in, we're going to be at the Ralph's on the corner from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday, and then your scouts can go into their app and actually sign up for an hour-long shift there, and then it automatically tracks all the sales done in that storefront sale, and then breaks it up between the scouts, however you choose to have it broken up. It's a very robust system, and you can learn more about all of these features at the on one of the webinars that we'll talk about later. So one thing that we're really pushing this year, and what this whole kickoff is about, is the online direct sale. It starts on July 1st, and it's the preferred way to sell this year because it requires the least amount of contact between a scout and an individual they're selling to. And one of the ways that Trails End is encouraging that is that scouts can earn double rewards for selling. So Trails End Rewards is a program we'll talk about later about how you can get an Amazon gift card based on the amount that you're selling. But you get twice as many points towards those rewards when you sell online from when you sell in person with taking cash, and then it's half. It's halfway between when you're taking credit cards. So it's 1 point for a cash sale per dollar, 1.5 points per dollar on a credit card sale, and 2 points for an online direct sale. And importantly, you can tell your customers that this is like the safest way to order food because it's being made in the Trails End facilities, fresh for them, packed into a bag and sent directly to their home. And I want to make sure that all of the Scout parents see this. So colonels should make sure to show this when they do their kickoff. Text my plan to 62771 to download a PDF that is a plan for how to sell $1,000 while social distancing. It has a step-by-step instructions for Scouts and how to make that business plan to reach their goal. And with Online Direct, there are 2 ways to sell, like I talked about before. Sharing your page, which you customize in your app. You know, the picture of you in your uniform, or your Scout in your uniform, rather, and maybe a message that says, you know, my name is Ethan, and I am selling my way to summer camp this year. I'm going to pay for my entire summer camp experience just using this popcorn sale. So thank you for your support. And any customer that goes to that page will see that picture and will see that message, and they'll know that they're supporting an individual Scout in their efforts. And of course, you can take the online orders in the app, like I was saying. Now, credit card sales, like I said, are accepted through the app using a Square device. And we are really encouraging you to make that your preferred method for taking popcorn orders. Not just through the online sale, but even when you're out in public doing your take orders, even when you're in front of a store, when it comes to that sale later in the fall, you'll want to take credit cards because it's safer than trying to handle cash and moving it from the customer to the Scout to the parent to the colonel. There's a lot of points of failure there. Whereas if you take the credit card right there, the money is taken care of. Trails End processes the card, pays for the fees, and then it just gets deposited into your unit account if you set up your unit's bank account in the leader portal.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
So if this is because it's a popcorn kernel one, so what happens, say, like for Ethan, Blake, and no one, we hope other people sell a to one. What happens if it's only a Scout in one unit?
Well, in that case, you can still participate in that online sale. The money's going to go, still your unit's going to get 35%, and Ethan's going to get access to the Trails and rewards that we're about to talk about. You won't be able to participate in the take order or show and sell sales, which are the in-person sales, if your unit is not participating. But any Scout in our council is welcome to participate in the online sale and earn the Trails and rewards points, which I want to talk about right now.
Can I ask you one question on that?
Oh, absolutely.
One of my friends, we only have one child, and she has 2 boys, and both of them are in Scouts, different dens. Would they be able to, actually there's a couple people that have that, combine? So let's say, for example, older brother, younger brother, would they be able to combine their points together so they can buy something of a larger amount?
Good question. No, unfortunately not. Each Scout earns their rewards individually. Okay. You can have both Scouts sell off the same account, right. But then they wouldn't be able to set individual goals or anything like that, and they would have the same page on trailsend.com. That's possible. I really recommend, not because of any reason related to like the money in the sale, but just because of the skills that we're encouraging Scouts to develop, that they have their own individual accounts. The only thing is that they're gonna accrue points separately, but it's mostly a linear scale until you get to the very top. So I wouldn't. I would recommend what?
I'll just tell them no, and then that way they could work on it. I won't even. It was just me wondering because we've got one kid, but there's some people that probably want to do both. But I could say it's better for each child to grow and to develop, which is what you said that they get to do when they are able to sell these items.
Yeah, and like I said, I encourage you can create 2 Scout accounts on the same email, and that way it's all coming to the same parent. But in the Trails End app, you choose which Scout is actually doing the selling when they're making a sale.
Okay.
So, Okay. The Trails and Rewards program is based on points this year. And what that means is that when you sell, you get $1. You get 1 point for every dollar you sell. Except that if you're selling with a credit or debit card per transaction, you get 1.5 points for every dollar. And if you're selling online direct, where it ships directly to the customer, you're getting 2 points per dollar for the sale. And you can see this chart here, where there are the points accrue to a certain dollar amount in an Amazon gift card. So if you are looking at, the fewest points you can get are $200 of sales online direct, gets you $10 on Amazon. And all the way up to, if you're selling over $17,500 worth of points, you'll get 10% of whatever point total you get as an Amazon gift card. So if you sold $17,500 worth of cash sales, or half as much of online direct sales, you would get $1,750 as an Amazon gift card to spend on whatever your scout wants. And that's in addition to the money that's being raised for your units program. So there's a lot of good coming to the scouts from this sale. These gift cards are all processed through the app. So at the leaders will, at the end of the sale, say, okay, it's time to distribute the Amazon gift cards, and then all the parents will receive an email with a code for an Amazon gift card that they can use that their scout can use to purchase whatever they'd like. And in the app, there's some examples of things you could buy on Amazon.com with an Amazon gift card, and the scout can basically use a shopping list to go in there and say, oh, I would like to get a Nintendo Switch. I'd love to get a shiny new backpack to take to Philmont, or whatever they want to get. And then it will calculate how many points they need to earn to get to that total. They can also just go on Amazon and pick a cart full of things with their parents' supervision. And then you just look at what the total is, and you find the corresponding gift card amount on the chart. And that's what your scout's goal is for the Trails and Rewards. I really encourage the popcorn kernels and the parents to talk to their scouts about setting a goal for themselves at the beginning of the sale. It's going to really increase the amount of investment that they have in selling popcorn and make it a lot more fun, right? Because we want to have fun and enjoy the experience while at the same time funding all the great adventures we're going to go on this year. Now, this is for popcorn kernels and not for parents directly, but if you're a leader in your unit, then you want to go ahead and register your unit in our system if you haven't already. So it's time to commit right now because the online sale is starting on July 1st, and we want to get your unit credit for all the stuff that's happening. So you can commit by going to www.trails-end.com/unit registration. Now, there is a promotion for units that sign up early, because we know this is a little earlier than usual, but that's because we're making some changes to the sale. The reward for units that sign up early is that any amount of online direct sales that your scouts have, the unit is going to get a 5% of that back, and this is in addition to any other rewards, as an Amazon gift card, if those sales were made between July 1st and August 15th. Now, this is only an award that applies if your unit is registered to sell, and it's not going directly to the scouts, it's going directly to the unit. So if your unit wants to buy some more camping gear, or if there's something that Amazon gift card is going to help your unit get, then make sure that you're committed to the sale, and that you go to trailsend.com/unit registration and sign up, and you can get that 5% of whatever the online direct sales are between July 1st and August 15th. What will happen is basically you'll go on there, put in your personal information, select the unit that you're representing, and then it will come to me actually at the council, and I'll say, oh yeah, of course I recognize Lorraine, and press approve, and then you'll get an email on how to set your password so that you can log into the leader portal.
I would like to mention as part of the recording that when family members and popcorn kernels are setting up their password, that there has to be a capital letter And there also has to be a unique character like the exclamation mark or the @ or the star. As I was trying to make my password, if I didn't have a capital letter or a symbol along with the number, it gave me a hassle. So
Okay.
please make sure you pick a complicated password.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. And also, one thing I noticed is that it's a little hard to see when you're registering your unit where you put in your username. When it says set a username and password, you need to there's 2 boxes there that you need to fill in, a username and a password. That's the last step when you go to sign up your unit. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about is the Trails End webinars. Now, there are actually a bunch scheduled, over 200 webinars for leaders, for parents, for scouts, and it's a great opportunity to learn about what the app is, how the app works, how the leader portal works. You can see a full schedule if you just text webinar to 62771. And I highly recommend signing up for one of these if you're a popcorn kernel, but I also highly recommend signing up for one if you're a parent, because and bring your scout too, because there's some really cool tips and tricks. There's also some special webinars for scouts if they commit to sell $2,500 or to do their best to sell $2,500 in the online direct sale before August 15th. If they say, yes, that's my goal, I want to do it, I'm going to try hard, they can actually be eligible for some special webinars with business leaders and other experts that can help them develop their skills as a popcorn salesperson. If your scout wants to make that commitment, they can you can go ahead and email me at pete.simpson@scouting.org, and I will connect you to the right page and stuff for that. It's a really exciting opportunity. Also, units that send their kernel to one of these webinars can by August 1st, so this month or next month in July, you can receive a $20 Amazon gift card for your unit. So that could be useful. Okay, and there are some great communities on Facebook.com, not just for the popcorn kernels, but also for the parents. So if you're a popcorn kernel and you want to get involved in the community on Facebook that's run by a Trails End, that is for popcorn kernels and other leaders, you can text Facebook to 62771 to join. If you're a parent and you want to get on the parent Facebook page, then you can text Scout FB. You can text Scout FB to 62771 to download it. And that is a community for parents to talk to each other about what their scouts are doing in the community. They can talk about if they had luck doing door-to-door sales while social distancing, wearing a mask, staying 6 feet back, or maybe they talk about different sales pitches that their scouts are using, tips and tricks on how to have the best sale. Okay. Now, I want to encourage everybody to start selling right now, or really on July 1st. There's a couple of really great reasons for you to do so. We're not sure what it's going to look like in the fall when we are scheduling our traditional sales. It might be that we're going to be back to our strict safer at home, staying at home guidelines come August or come September. So selling in the online direct sale in July might be our best opportunity to sell popcorn this year. So we really encourage all of our units to take advantage right now. If you look at the, also I wanted to mention that, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this because they don't mention it in the webinar that I went to this morning, and it seems like they're kind of keeping it a little quiet so they can announce it in an email or something. But I want you to know that there's free shipping on online direct orders July 3rd through July 5th. So if you want to take advantage of that that free shipping promotion on July 3rd through July 5th, then make sure you're signed up to sell popcorn right now. trailsend.com/scouts. Sign up to sell in the online direct sale, because that's going to be really useful. Because the rest of the time, there is a shipping fee this year, which is $7.99 for the first item, and then 99 cents for every item after the first. So I didn't mention that when we were talking about the online direct sale, and I apologize, but it's going to be waived on all orders July 3rd through July 5th. So make sure you're selling on those days.
I have one more question when we were talking about online sales. So
Yes.
would I be able to put something on my Facebook, because we have relatives that are on the East Coast, that will link up to Ethan's particular thing for online?
Absolutely. When you go in the app, there's a manage page feature, and it will let you customize Ethan's custom page,
Right.
which is like with a picture, with a message from Ethan about why he's selling. And then you can get a link to that page and share it wherever you'd like. You can share it via text message, you can send an email, you can put it on Facebook, anywhere you want.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it. And I already talked about the 5% bonus for the units on sales made July 1st through August 15th. Very exciting. And like I said, scouts that will pledge to do their best to sell $2,500 or more will receive exclusive access to training and webinars from experts in business, marketing, and e-commerce. And I didn't mention this before, the first 200 scouts that hit that goal of $2,500, they will actually get a bonus $200 Amazon gift card, which I think is pretty exciting. Okay, I want to talk about some dates. These are particularly for the popcorn kernels, because the dates that are actually in your unit are going to be a little different. But we're asking popcorn kernels and units to have their show and sell orders in by the 14th of August. We want that done before school starts for most of us, because we didn't want to be trying to deal with all that during the week of school. But that's so that we can get the popcorn to distribute to you directly by the 4th of September. That's a Friday. And that way, that weekend, you can start your in-person sales, if we're going to be allowed to do that this year. Obviously, these things will change if, depending on what LA County's rules on being out and about are, and whether it's safe to do so. So keep that in mind. We're going to be doing a traditional sales kickoff, kind of like this one. We're planning on the 27th, which is an evening one. We're planning on that being an in-person kickoff, but we will. That's a Thursday, but that might change if it doesn't seem safe, or if it's not the right time to do an in-person event. The 29th, which is a Saturday, we're planning on having an online traditional sales kickoff, kind of like this one. Except we'll be talking specifically about all the details of the show and sell, that's the in front of storefronts and things like that, those sales, and the take order sale, where you're actually receiving popcorn and distributing it to the people you sold it to. We are planning on doing at least one replenishment order for the show and sell, because we're going to be encouraging our units to order in small amounts, because we don't want to run into a situation where we'll all have to start staying at home and then we're stuck with a bunch of popcorn. So we're going to be asking units to order way less than they usually do on their initial order, and offering a chance to replenish their order. We'll also try to have a little bit of extra popcorn to replenish you throughout the sale as well. The take orders, so when your scouts are out there selling popcorn to people and you submit your order to your kernel to fill, those orders are due on the 1st of November, and we'll be distributing the popcorn on the 20th of November. And the final payment for the council is due on the 30th of November. Okay, let's talk about the commissions for units. All sales have a 35% commission. There's the bonus commission that I talked about, and the only time you would have less of a commission is if you are opting in to the National Prize Incentive Program, which I haven't really talked about, but you can do the traditional prizes, where instead of, well, actually, in addition to the Trails End prizes, you would have the prize levels where there's a toy at each different prize level, and you can choose which one you want. if your unit's interested in that, as a colonel, you can come and talk to me, and we can get you signed up for that program. And finally, if you sign up to sell by August 15th and you participated in the membership meeting that happened last Wednesday as your unit, you can get that $25 commission bonus that is talked about in the membership meeting email. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you can check with your committee chair or your membership chair. Or you can reach out to me and I'll explain it. Okay, just a couple more slides here. We want to encourage all of our units to have a kickoff, and we have some resources for how to do your kickoff virtually. There is a presentation that you as a colonel can download that you can customize for your unit and present like the one I'm presenting right now. And you can get that by just texting kickoff to 62771. We want you to cover some of the things that we've covered in this slideshow that are relevant to your scouts. The first one is we want to make sure you communicate how the money you're raising and the skills you're developing are beneficial to your scouts. We want to talk about setting we want you to mention to your scouts what your unit sales goal is, how much your unit is trying to sell in order to fund your program, and encourage your scouts to set their own sales goal. We want you to share that how to sell 1,000 while social distancing, that PDF that there was a text message for, and then we want you to talk about the Trails End app and use that text app to 62771 call to action to get all your scouts to have that app and all your parents. We want the Trails End rewards to be talked about. And if you're doing a national prize incentive program, you'll want to mention that as well. We want you to talk about any unit-specific promotions you're having. I know one of our packs, at least, has their own prize program that is very exciting and involves maybe pieing their leader in the face. Now, that's hilarious. That's very fun. We have the key dates for your sale, which might differ from the dates that I shared earlier, because you want to get their orders, you want to get your scouts' orders in before you place your unit order. And finally, you want to share that Trails End Scout Parents Facebook group, because we want our parents to be talking to each other and generating great ideas on how to sell. Okay, that's all I've got to share with you today. Here's my contact info up on the screen, as well as Amy's contact info. And I didn't have time to put it in the slideshow today, but I have a link to a Google Drive that has a lot of resources that you can download and use. And I'm going to get the link right now and then share it in the chat. It'll have the recording of this. It will have the slideshow in PDF form for both parents and colonels. It will have a guide on how to run your sale as a colonel, and more, a ton of stuff.
Lorraine has a question in the chat box, Pete. It says, if we buy 2,500 worth of popcorn through the website and we do it on the dates of free shipping, is that correct, hypothetically?
Hypothetically, if you order $2,500 worth of popcorn on August 4th, or sorry, on July 4th, or July 3rd, or July 5th, then you will get delivered to your house $2,500 worth of popcorn, and your scout will get credit for that much. But you know, you would get less in an Amazon gift card than you would as a that you would get from that you would spend on the popcorn, obviously. So I would recommend selling it to customers instead. But yes, that works. Okay, I've got this Google Drive up, and I just need to get the link.
So Josie, you came late. If you have any questions, let us know.
Just one quick question. So it starts July 1st?
Yes, online sales. You missed the part of it. So if you want to hang around, Pete can go over the first half of the slides, and it has an important date. And Pete, are you offering this slide to people who are popcorn kernels?
offering what?
Copy of this, of the slide, of the PowerPoint.
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's in the link. It's in the place that I put on the I put the link to the Google Drive that has this slideshow and a bunch of other items. Lorraine, Pack 176 is already signed up. I see your question on there, and also so the question, yeah, if I buy $3,500 worth of popcorn, do it on the shipping.
Yeah, that's what I was reading.
That's true. I just, you probably want to sell it to customers instead. You'll get better return that way, unless you just really like popcorn.
Yeah. Is Pack 201 signed up?
Let me take a look.
Thank you so much.
I've got to log into my leader portal.
Okay.
I don't think so, Pete, because when I talked to Karen, she said she couldn't find a popcorn kernel, but that was earlier this week. I could be totally wrong.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of tools that are making it a lot easier to be a popcorn kernel this year. So I think that it's a good year to take up the popcorn kernel job, personally.